Hello, everybody out there. I hope you guys had an absolutely incredible week. It's been a great week for us, and just wanted to chat with you for a few minutes and just kind of keep everybody up to date as far as what's going on, and just talk about how amazing God is. Um, I have learned to completely just trust and have an abandoned trust, if that makes any sense. Learn to really just give it up. I'm definitely naturally a worrywart, but I'm not going to place that on myself because I believe that God is continuing to change me. But I very much struggle sometimes with this concept and idea of trusting in God. When I can't see, as a human being, I can't see the whole picture. And I kind of threw out a little comment yesterday on the Facebook page, and I just want to expand on that a little bit. Um, God's really been teaching me so much about being expectant. And when I say that, I mean always praying and always having faith, knowing that God is always going to have your back. And, why I was saying this yesterday. I had the honor of leading worship yesterday at our church, and I just felt like God, as I was preparing in the morning, Him saying, "Why aren't my people expectant? Why do people not come to church? Why do people not pray with an expectation that I'm going to deliver? With an expectation that I'm going to show up? With an expectation that I'm going to change lives?" I mean, if you pause and think about all that God has done in your life, okay, outside of the stupid mistakes and decisions that we've made to kind of alter, His desire and plan for us, but really think about how God has blessed us, and really think about His presence in our life. Um, I don't understand why. I do understand because I know it's human nature, but I say that kind of flippantly, but I just don't understand why we're not always expectant. Expectant that God is going to do mighty things in our life. Expectant that, for instance, as I was leading worship yesterday morning, expectant that God's going to show up. Expectant that people's lives are going to be changed. Expectant that God's going to do things in all different areas of our lives. Why do we question that? Why do we allow Satan or negative thinking or whatever, fear, creep in when we know that we know that we know that we serve a mighty God and He has always been there for us? I have a great example that just happened today as far as God's mighty power and hand in our life. For those of you that know, me and my wife, picked up and moved to San Antonio to take care of our father for a few weeks as he was very ill and ended up passing to be with the Lord. And it took a lot of faith to do that. But in coming back home and just, figuring out, God, what do you have for us? What do you want for us? Applying for all these different kinds of jobs and kind of setting low expectations for ourselves as far as how it was going to all be delivered and all that kind of stuff. My wife got an incredible job today. I'm not talking about just any kind of job. It is the job that exactly what she wants to do, what she feels like God has called her to do, exactly the money that we needed, and more, because she asked for more and He accepted. The hours that are going to fit for our family and be able to help us, have time for each other and have time for our ministry. It's just incredible. That to me is just, why aren't we expectant that God's going to do great things like that? I want to say it's our human nature, I want to say it's Satan throwing every tactic that he possibly can, using fear and using doubt and using confusion and all of those things that paralyze us or stop us from 100% believing that God has our best interest at heart and that he has a better plan than we can possibly imagine. And doors that we thought should open for us are kept closed. And then when we, realize down the road, wow, I'm glad that he shut that door because this other open door was even better and bigger. I want us to have an expectant attitude. We serve an incredible, mighty, powerful Savior that has done incredible, powerful, mighty things in our life. So I just pray for myself too, I'm telling you right now, including myself, I pray that as we progress in our life, that our expectation is going to be that God is always going to deliver for us. God is always going to have our best interests at heart. God is always going to have bigger and better plans than we can ever possibly imagine. God is always going to follow through on what he says. God is always going to show up in times that we feel like, where are we? What are we doing? What does my life mean? All of those kind of questions. Let's not doubt. Let's not spend time in fear. But let's realize that God has the power to do whatever we allow him to do in our life. And that's big things. So let's expect big things to happen in our life. Let's stop this attitude of mediocre. Let's stop this attitude of just complacency. But let's expect God to do amazing things in our lives, because I believe that as we believe and trust and have faith that God is going to show up and that God is going to do incredible things, that we are going to be blown away at how God does show up. Father, I pray that you would expand our thinking, that you would expand our view of who you are, that you would allow us to come to new levels with you, that you would reveal yourself in new ways to us, that we would, in turn, expect mighty things from you. Expect you to always show up and always do mighty things in our life, Lord. Guys, I love you so much, and I know that I was kind of, my New York kind of pushing my attitude towards you today kind of came out, but I say that out of love. I say this all out of God's revelation to me, and I just want you to grab a hold of it. So I hope you have an amazing week. I hope that this message takes you to a different level in your walk with Christ, that you expect him to always show up, that you expect him to do mighty things in your life. Not mediocre things, not little things, everything. Everything. Expect him to be there. Expect him to do great and mighty things in your life. I love you guys. Have a fabulous week, and I look forward to chatting next week.